Hello to all you beautiful people out there, Regnilla over here bringing you the next episode of Monster Hunter Portable 3rd. In today's episode, we are finally taking on the Volvidon, and in this episode, it is post-commentary this time around, since I didn't much care for the live commentary, so just redoing it. And so that's why this video is coming out a little bit later than usual in the week. And for this hunt, I am going to be bringing traps. I'm actually going to take this fight somewhat seriously because the Volvidon can be kind of annoying. So I got my pitfall traps, I got my shock trap, I got my trap tools, got my nets for more pitfall traps, and some iron pickaxes because, you know, it's in the volcano zone. If you're in the volcano zone and you're done with the quest, go around and try to mine. You know, you cannot go wrong with that. And I am bringing my Ludroth armor set with me, along with my Rhyme Blade. I believe the Volvidon is weakest to ice, so, you know, great weapon to have. And I have my Half Hunger, I have my Marathon Runner, and I have Health plus 20, courtesy of the Vitality Gems that I have, the Vitality decorations that I have in my armor. I also have these feline food skills, and I got confused because feline weakener in other games, it's supposed to weaken the monster. It's supposed to make it so it doesn't have as much health. In this case, it decreases the chances of a large-sized monster appearing in quests. So, you know, part of me thinks this is a translation error because that makes no sense whatsoever. I'm looking at that just baffled. I'm like, what is going on? So, what do you need to know about a Volvidon? Well, Volvidons, they like to roll around. They're a weird combination of an armadillo and a roly-poly, basically, and possibly even one of those bouncy balls, or like those plastic balls that you play with in school, like something that you would use in dodgeball. That's what this thing looks like. It looks like a cross between a large armadillo and a dodgeball. And because of that, this monster likes to bounce around, and he can just beat you left and right. He can be very fleet-footed. It's pretty annoying. But you want to know something else that's pretty annoying? It's these Melinxes. I don't know why I decided to go ahead and fight them. It was just kind of a spur of the moment thing. And well, if you have your things stolen by them, make sure you get those back, because it won't be too good to go into a fight with less items than when you started the quest initially. And I believe the actual reason was to get that mining spot in peace, because Melinxes, they're not gonna let you get away with much if you don't deal with them. So here's our cutscene. It's you know, pretty standard. Got your Volvidon coming up here. There he is in all his glory, or it's, because it could be a she too. So you gotta go with something neutral. But weirdly enough, this is one of those monsters that is not strictly carnivorous. Instead, it goes the Timon and Pumbaa kind of route and eats bugs, which, you know, nice. But there are three things outside of the rolling that you absolutely need to keep an eye out for. And thing one is that this monster is going to introduce us to the soiled status. And you can see it right here. So essentially what soiled means is it means that he's trying to take a shit on you, basically. It's probably the most crude way to put it, but that's pretty much what it means. And if you're hit by the soiled effect, then you cannot consume anything. So that's potions, that's well done steaks. So anything that you would typically eat, you cannot do for a set period of time. But if you have a deodorant that you use and you just kind of wash off the stink, then you'll be fine. It seems a pretty weird way of doing it. I'm not sure if you've been really sweaty and then try to put on a thing of Axe body spray. It doesn't exactly work the way you think it does. The next thing you gotta worry about with this guy is that he has a paralyzing toxin that he can spit out. Now, he doesn't do it all that often, but when he does, you can get paralyzed for a period of time, and it's just not necessarily the best thing ever. So you're left vulnerable to just getting hit by a free shot, unless your feline comes to your rescue and knocks you out. And here's something to keep in mind. Whenever a Volvidon rolls backwards, like just rolls backwards for no apparent reason, it's a good indicator that he's about to use a tongue attack. And I don't know if it's the same as a Chameleos, where if you're hit by the tongue, he steals an item. But either way, be aware that he can hit you at a great range. So just be very careful about this monster in cases like that. And the last thing is probably not the most severe, but it can be really annoying if you're trying to get up close and personal against this monster, is that it can have an earthquake effect. Now, it typically only uses this when it jumps up into the air and tries to body slam you with its entire body, and then it's kind of on its back and it rolls back and forth until it eventually gets back on its feet. So this move right here, if you're too close to that, you'll be hit by the earthquake effect and you'll be left vulnerable for a moment. Now, the Volvidon will very likely still be recovering, so he's not going to really get an attack off on you. But if you are fighting multiple monsters, or just you're in a place with a lot of small monsters, that can leave you open for an additional attack. And let's see, the next thing is that this monster's primary weak points are the head and I believe the underbelly. Whenever I'm in a fight, I'm always looking for feedback from the sword. So by feedback, I mean the sword feels like it pauses a little bit, like it's taking its time to slice into the monster. And that's usually an indicator of like an affinity increase, but it's also like where the monster is weakest to. And so that is the head and the underbelly. So try to aim your attacks there, which it might be a little bit tricky since this monster is constantly moving and he really just doesn't care. He's gonna roll over you if you're not careful. And lastly, it has only one breakable part. So like the Arzuros, it has the arms that can be broken. For the Longambi, it was the ears. And in the case of the Volvidon, you can break its entire back. So that it's pretty gnarly. And you get, I believe it was the Volvidon Rickrack, which I don't exactly know what a rickrack is, but I just like saying rickrack. It's one of those fun little words. But aside from that, this monster isn't terribly difficult. He kind of looks a little bit scary, especially since I believe this is we're in the 4-star quest in this video, and these are where the monsters start to get a little bit more tougher. Ones that can actually kind of knock you out a little bit. But you know, he's still just maybe a step and a half up from a Longambi, and that's not saying a whole lot. And I threw a paintball at him because I know that he's leaving the area, which is kind of unusual for Area 5. I don't really see him go into Area 3, so I'm not sure exactly where he's going to be resting at. So I'm using this opportunity to go back and sharpen my weapon, grab some items, just kind of take a breather from the monster, as well as to have my cats heal me. Since I'm hit by the soiled status, I cannot drink any potions, which, you know, it sucks. And so from here, I gotta finish the monster off by going into Area 3. But weirdly enough, there's gonna be some shenanigans ensuing, because we literally just switch places here in a moment. So I'm looking around trying to find him. Like, I don't really know what he was doing. Maybe he leaves the area to go into Area 3, and then he comes back in Area 5 to rest. And I'm really not sure. It was just a weird moment. But from right here, he is exhausted and he is about ready to go down. So the other thing he could have been doing was trying to find food, because there are bonobras in here, so you never know. So there you go. There is your Volvidon. Really not a terribly hard monster, but because he's fast and he has all those status effects and just things that trip you up, he can prove to be a bit of an annoyance, and if you don't have a fast and or powerful weapon, he could mess you up just a little bit, but so long as you have some felines helping you out, you should generally be fine. So that's going to do it for me and this video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you're interested in any of my other content, be sure to smash on one of the annotations that'll be featured at the end of this video, and as always, I will see you all again next time. Take care, people.